Yeah, so here
What's happening now then? Are they just explaining more now, are they?
Showing, for UbiFWD.
I think so.
Here we're looking at the assault of Berg Castle. So these are big moments that usually sort of culminate at the end of the story. And so
well, this game's going in November. I'm guessing it's going to be pretty goddamn close to the release of the console.
Berg Castle to go and take down Rued and his clan.
Now,
so who exactly is Rued, and why does Eivor sort of...
I'm not seeing 60 frames a second here.
Comes into play about halfway through this story arc where...
Mate, on PS5 you don't think it's going to be 60 frames?
Rued basically caused a lot of turmoil within the territory, and Oswald, who's the...
That's the thing, they might be showing PS4 content.
Needs your help to take him down.
You would think they'll show PC content, wouldn't you?
Defeated in a previous quest, and so here this is revenge, but also...
But then they made a massive mistake with Watch Dogs, didn't they?
Seeing some of the combat,
like showing the massive graphics, and then everybody, well, myself included, I bought into it.
Yeah. Basically, but you know everyone wants resolution at 30 frames.
Mechanics to it, so we added like some dual wielding for the player, like a stun system in there.
Not everybody. No. People do not.
People want to see a really nice game, and then they buy it.
So it sort of fits into that the time and the character.
No one cares about frame rate.
Don't you test me. Don't you test me.
You know,
otherwise,
the developers are listening, boy. Resolution all the way.
You know PS5, right? PS4 Pro managed 4K, native 4K, brilliant. PS5,
it didn't manage native
4K.
Yeah, in some games.
What game?
Didn't they do native 4K was 2 mid, but 30 frames a second. And
was that native?
Horizon was that? Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
So
I thought it was.
I
wasn't.
Alive, we have
Yeah,
it was just checkerboard, wasn't it?
Like,
so the next move for Eivor is to finally face off against Rued. She has her allies; they can take care of the rest of the army. Now it's time to go one-on-one against Rued in one of our boss battles, actually.
I expect PS5 to be native. Bloody close to it.
Yeah,
anyway.
absolutely.
And it's
native 4K and
30 frames. Sorry, what?
Going and facing aggressively,
like
it's just tend to always have to support a 360.
I won't be surprised, mate, if it was 30. I'm not putting my hopes up. You know what? Are they gonna put an option in? I don't know.
And so you can play this a little bit more strategically.
I'd rather, I don't know.
So we're not only fighting Rued here, but also his pet wolf, right?
I can kind of half see putting the option in,
is
but
to eliminate the wolf first. Just focus fire on him. It takes at least
one
opponent out of the combat. Now Rued will have extra abilities that come into play if you do eliminate his wolf, but I think having one opponent less in the battlefield makes for a good strategy in the whole.
I suppose what I'm hoping for is that, you know, when 8K tellies come out, games don't focus primarily on like, oh, let's get 8K and keep it at 30 frames a second. It's like, no, 4K at 60 frames. Just we've got the capability now. Surely.
Yeah, we haven't mastered 4K yet.
No, we haven't. We haven't mastered 4K until we get it at 60 frames a second. Something that the PC has been able to do for fucking ages.
Yeah.
Oh my life, it's just. I suppose because most tellies are like 50 hertz. Still, come on.
Eivor, no! He should be tried before God.
Well, they're coming with the new HDMI ports now, aren't they? 2.1 or something.
Oswald in this case prefers for Rued to be kept alive.
What's that? PS5?
Yeah, and like the new TVs come with 2.1 as well, which lets HDMI transfer 8K 60, I think, and 4K 120.
But Eivor couldn't have done it alone.
Okay.
It's a hell of a boost, isn't it?
Along the way, get some troops
I don't think the PS5 is capable of that.
4K 120. Yeah, that's available. I'm not asking much. 4K 60 is all I'm asking for. What, you know, come on.
Yeah, I think it works on like a PlayStation 2 game. I think.
Eliminating some of the assets, which ultimately would be a strategy. You can
a remastered PS2 game.
Have some some of the ingredients.
But then again, you know, like Last of Us Remastered, when it was came out on PS4, you can play that in native 4K, but in 30 frames. And I think it was like 800p in 60 frames.
In the name of a king. So here, Eivor is going around and trying to convince people to fight in the name of Oswald to finally take down the oppressor that is Rued.
Defending East Anglia, defending you. Will you not do the
I
same?
remember the option on Tomb Raider. First PS4 Tomb Raider, they gave the option of 4K or
image and like the leadership that Oswald had, what he meant to the people,
or 1080 at 60 frames, or you know,
wasn't there 3 options?
I think it dropped.
So we're told by this Reeve that there are troops.
Am I wrong
no,
there?
not on that one.
No,
I don't think.
it's
I don't think so.
Sort of need to do him
But I went with the 60 frames. I thought it looked much better because you're moving all the time.
Yeah.
So there's no point in having like 4K if it's going to be blurred all the time. So,
but
you need to show them that there is hope.
hasn't the new PlayStation 5 got FreeSync?
Their prize locations by taking a couple men
Hopefully.
and raiding a nearby.
So like, even like the new TVs are coming with G-Sync and FreeSync.
And showing that
Televisions, yeah.
a reason to continue fighting.
yeah,
and
that's
get them on your side.
see, that's optimistic.
So that's going to help
And that's
loads
quite
with
cool.
frame rate.
Yeah, that's like, because I read up on that recently, in that the TV says, well, you're running at this many frames a second, so I'm going to do the same, rather than either console or PC or TV saying this is what we've got to do, and then you've got screen tearing.
Yeah.
It says, well, yeah, they talk to each other and work together, which I think is brilliant.
In there, you have archery or like range combat abilities in there as well. So really, again, like depending on what your playstyle is, you can customize your loadout and go in there how you wish.
This doesn't look much better than Odyssey.
No, it's looking very similar, isn't it?
We just saw this giant pulse go out.
But looking at it though, I feel like it's been enough breaks since I played the last one to do it again.
Our interpretation of the Eagle Vision from previous games. And we thought
Though I do, yeah, I'm half wanting to do
it's basically
Odyssey
intuition. It's how she perceives the world
on PC just to test my new graphics card, but
do the DLC in it.
Like things that will bring her an advantage. So we'll have arrows,
yeah, I've completed it all.
like health
Have you?
consumables that are in there. So it
Well,
really is like a
actually, no,
good
not the
way of
Atlantis
sort of
one.
Understanding the world and showing you like things that you can go.
Apparently that continues the modern day story a bit as well. I've never played that though.
Have you?
Yeah, I mean,
Have you not done it? No.
No, I haven't done any DLC with
Something
Odyssey.
we wanted to play with on Assassin's Creed Valhalla, where we have fewer weapons in the game.
Did you ever play
but
Assassin's
you can
Creed
invest in
3
them more, so they become
remastered?
your weapon, and so
Yeah.
depending what
Still
your
haven't
preferred
platinum done.
Nah,
playstyle
same.
is or your preferred weapon type, then you can go and choose. I'm gonna.
Did I complete it? I don't even know if I completed it.
And invest heavily into that.
Not only are we looting weapons, but we see something here called the Book of Knowledge. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
They unlock skills for the players. So here you can see the Valkyrie dive that has just been unlocked. We have these spread out throughout the world. So again, to promote exploration and discovery. As you travel through the world and you explore locations, you can find these books that will add abilities that you can go and
Yeah, I think they're just
going
gonna
to
keep talking about this, aren't they?
Loadout, then go
There's nothing
into
new
the
announcement.
different locations with the different quests.
I'm gonna end the
Although
recording
this is
there.
new-
You know?
on what your playstyle is.
No, this is new gameplay though.
Yeah,
People might want to
we've
see it.
recaptured this village. We've secured more
I
troops.
kind of
And
look
then
for more
again,
announcements, to be
like,
honest.
Jump back now.
And
figure
yeah,
out
and
what we wanna
to be
do
fair,
with Rued.
like I'm sure people really want to hear me grumble about like 30 frames a second. So yeah,
Don't be surprised, mate. People are still
Well,
have these problems.
That's exactly what they're going to watch the video for. Oh, here he is, off again.
Get the popcorn.
30 frames a second. Yeah, get the popcorn, exactly. Oh, I hope this rant is going to be good.
Eivor decided to let
yeah.
him live. Rued is really angry about that. Being a Norse Viking, being put to the death in battle is your road to Valhalla.
Does look
So
good,
he was
don't get me
basically
wrong, but
denied access
I hope
to
it's not as
Valhalla.
big as
It's
Odyssey
n-
because that was
Obviously, all of
massive.
these decisions come into play later on.
And
in the
I
game,
did
so
like nearly
we
every
have
island, even though I
very
didn't have
difficult
to.
decisions for the player to make.
I
They
just
want
hated having those
easy,
icons there.
decisions.
Yeah, you know,
Question
when I
mark?
was
No,
Yeah,
no,
that's-
I'm off. I'm going there now.
Rued's life, but what exactly is the relationship like between Eivor and Oswald?
That's the thing, isn't it? You go in somewhere and a question mark pops up and you're like, oh,
yeah.
Eivor is surrounded by
it's 2 in the morning, I want to go to bed and just finish the mission. And then you complete like 20 question marks before you finish the mission you set out to do. And all you got to do is talk to somebody. It's like, oh,
the man for the job where
I don't know.
You know, like you pop on, I'll continue the story for a bit. 2 hours later, you've just done loads of question marks. You're speaking to the next guy.
Yeah.
Oh, I better go to bed now.
Meets Oswald. The problems he had with Rued are sort of put to light, and going through the arc, you basically help him deal with Rued and aligning basically
I still think
Danes
that
with
this
Saxons
is not
in
as
one territory.
It's not a massive step up to Odyssey, but if this is current gen, this is okay.
We have this
obviously they were aiming for PS4, weren't they?
So before we head off to Oswald's wedding, what do you say we head out, have some
I don't know whether it's my streaming quality, but it does look good, but wasn't Odyssey like this?
See a cat here with
yeah, it's looking very similar.
And you best believe if you let me talk to a cat, I'm going to talk to a cat.
Yeah, they're using the same engine and stuff, aren't they?
Some of my favorite moments actually in the game.
That's not Horizon.
Put out a whole bunch
Did you know
and it's sort of
Death Stranding's coming out on PC
around.
Tuesday.
It's a chance for us also to sort of showcase a different side of Eivor.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I don't want to buy it really, but
warfare, and this shows us
I just want to see how it looks really.
So it would permit us to explore that character a little bit more.
Yeah. Still haven't completed the game.
Here, basically, like you're trying to help a kid with his cat, and ultimately get that cat.
I should get back into the game because it was like superb. But I think something else came out, and I don't know.
It was too much, wasn't it, for you?
Viking Raider on my launch.
I really enjoyed it to the point, but I spent all my time building up those fucking roads.
Rivers of England, you would see a cat basically walking.
I was like, I need to collect some stuff to build up the roads. Instead of just completing the story, because it was just dead annoying. I just had to complete the roads.
How that works and functions in Valhalla.
So starting out on this.
If I go on again, guaranteed they're going to be melted away or something.
Yeah, I don't know how that works. You know, like if I went on now, I'm sure it'd still be there. I don't know if it's a saves to your profile or it's always there or what.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Like if you know, like 3 or 4 years down the road and no one's playing it and all your roads are disappearing and you got to build them by yourself. Oh, what a pain in the ass to play.
Any location, and
I think I would actually I'd make an evening, I'd get a bottle of wine, and I think I'd burn the disc. I think I'd actually burn
campfire.
the game. I would, yeah, campfire. Probably dance around the campfire and I'd be like, yeah. There's just no way I could
dancing
cope with that. Mate, I couldn't cope with it. It would be dead annoying.
So we added stories and songs into
the Horizon got a release date as well, didn't it?
PC. To have your skull sort of sing a song for you
the first one you mean?
Yeah.
The river, but you can also decide depending on
what date?
I don't know. Is it October maybe or something? I can't remember. Is this year?
Stories, and they'll give you a little bit more background on who they are, so you get to know.
That'll be quite interesting.
Because that's the same engine as Death Stranding, isn't it?
Which is a cool moment.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Fair play.
So here we're seeing a bit of a different view. What exactly are we
I'm not being funny.
We
that
had this on previous Assassins where you would ride on your horse and you could pull out.
Unapologetically, one of the
have a similar thing for the ship.
Greatest modern day games.
It's cruise control for the ship, so you
can
pull back.
Today, I think Last of Us.
Stories, and just take
what are you talking about now? Like the game itself, the engine?
No, Horizon.
What, the engine?
The progression. Yeah, no. Just it looked good.
But kind of related, right?
But
so here
the story.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Talking about the story. The progression of the story was absolutely phenomenal.
Sort of poetry, where
it just kept you intrigued. There was no point where you got bored with the story. Not one bit.
Have a good rhythm and a good rhyme.
I agree.
There.
I loved it.
It was well paced. Yeah.
To rap battles.
The only other one I think is Last of Us.
Yeah.
But I haven't completed. I haven't played Last of Us 2, so I don't have that to compare to. But Last of Us was a good play story.
I enjoyed Last of Us too. Try and stay away from all spoilers as well, mate.
Yeah.
How exactly do you go about being successful?
But yeah, it's a game worth playing.
The trick behind a good flight was to choose the right insult.
Do you reckon I should wait till PS5 then?
Well, yeah, you could, as long as you keep away from spoilers.
Yeah.
Interesting.
See, that's the kind of thing I hope that it'd be like, oh yeah, just put the disc in and play in up-res or higher frame rate. Simple.
Well, to be fair, this is what Mafia 3, but I don't know the developer to hand, but Mafia 3 did it. So I put the disc in. They automatically upgraded the trophy list to like definitive edition. They upgraded the game, and you get all the DLC for free.
Yeah.
Well, that's amazing. That is amazing. Like if you own the original.
We gave Eivor a fishing line, so
that's
you
really
can
good.
actually throw out a line.
I didn't know you get all the DLC. So it's just basically the definitive edition.
The player will
lose health do you want another go at that?
I'll stop there, mate. Don't make me do it again.
No. Have another go on.
You'll find mushrooms.
Keep me entertained.
Food that you can gather. Here, like,
yeah, definitive edition. Oh my god, you got me into it now. Definitive edition is
in certain quests, so it's a good way to sort of chill out.
Yeah, you get all the DLC as well, good.
Of the water and just again take it all in.
Ooh, fishing. Was that in the other Assassin's Creed? Big day.
So this is what we call one of our offering altars. So the idea is that you find these around the world and you make offerings to it. So it'll take like animal parts and stuff that you can find throughout the world. Here what you're seeing though is sort of like a fancy version of it where as you do your offering you get interrupted by some kids that basically come and steal your stuff.
There's ghosts in this.
So it's just a way for us to sort of showcase that like the systems and the activities in the world can sort of play in with some quests and some little events. So it's our way to sort of dress up these moments and make it all fit inside the whole experience.
Yeah, this seemed like a really sort of unexpected turn for what I thought was going to be kind of a simple interaction.
Yeah, and it's really what we were trying to do with these events is to give another dimension to Eivor, other than just
they should go that way.
Rar Viking or the politician.
I don't think it's clear enough where they should go.
We'll grow old. You're always telling that version of the character, so it lets us.
Well, see, that's what I like about the trailer of Ghost of Tsushima. Isn't it like the wind or something? Or
outside of
it's to be immersive as possible.
And it also showcases
the one thing is the gameplay
facet of the world at the same time. It's not only so it just widens the breadth of the stories that we can tell.
Look a bit different to what the original trailer.
These are kids
or the original gameplay trailer.
They are going
told
through
it
tough
to be.
Times. With whatever Rued's been
it does still look quite.
And so they're just here trying to survive.
I don't know. I'm looking forward.
Is there a map in the game? I know there's a map when you press pause, but is there like a mini map, or you just gotta follow?
It's kind of nice to see that Eivor wasn't really necessarily upset at them for stealing. And,
I hope not.
You talk to them, you
hope there's no map.
Helping them, you can,
I hope there's no mini map by option, because if there was an option, I'd use it.
On your way.
Yeah,
and this is something we also wanted to do.
I think that's it. Witcher 3.
We do it in Quest as well, but
there was a mini map. You could turn it off, and loads of people recommended to turn it off. But because it was there,
I
kind of like relied on it.
Speed things up, innit?
But
so it represents them a little bit
but
more,
if you had it off, then it would immerse yourself in the game so much more.
In these moments.
Large walkers should do. Provide for small walkers.
Here, large walker.
A necklace.
Yes, it's a St. Martin seal. You're welcome here anytime, large walker.
When did Odyssey come out? Was it the year before last?
Okay?
I will
2018.
Yeah, I think so.
Small green
walkers.
Quite long ago then.
I think so.
So I think AC veterans might recognize this here, but what exactly is Eivor chasing down?
So here you're seeing Eivor running down
To be fair,
one
I
of
don't want to
our
chase this
same old
shit
trees.
again.
Images. So this is
What?
challenging the player on free run
Yeah, I
abilities,
know.
but also for fans of the series,
Fair
sort of
play.
pulling at their heartstrings for
In the
some
Viking
beloved
Age, they
features.
have the same trees growing.
So are we going to be able to
That's
tattoo
quite convenient, isn't it?
Yes, by collecting these tattoos, you actually bring them back to your settlement, and then you can customize different body parts, having different tattoos everywhere. So again,
Oh, I get
another
different
form of
tattoos.
expression, and it's sort of to represent that Viking culture.
I like the idea of
One
Viking.
of my favorite things when I was just out there
I do,
exploring
yeah.
East Anglia was
Yeah, to
coming
be
upon a
fair.
house or a building and realizing that there was a
I didn't
chest
expect it,
inside,
I'll be honest with
but
you.
that there was no easy way in.
Oh,
It
Viking.
In this
was,
case, I saw all the
yeah.
doors were barred, but I knew
Is it the whole of
It's-
because there was
UK
a
or
chest in there must have been some way to get inside. So
What's that?
is
I
it the
went
whole
around
of
the back
UK?
And found a way in.
Yeah, I'm
No,
glad
they
you
didn't
actually
conquer
caught
all
on to
of the
that.
UK, I
You're
don't
pointing
think.
I know,
at
but
something that
you
we
can't
wanted
play the
to
whole UK. It was
work
just
on a
that
lot in
right-hand side, was
Valhalla,
it?
where we wanted the
I
exploration
think
to
so,
make
yeah.
you feel smarter. So we played a lot with puzzle solving. So making sure that every house that you find,
Yeah, see, it's very
sort
similar
of
to Odyssey, isn't it?
appeals to
Or
you,
like
it
leather
draws
and
your attention,
opening
and then when
chests
you
and-
want to come and explore it, it's not given to you. You still have to work for a little bit. So it'll challenge you on your observation skills, logic, just trying to find how do I get into
Right.
this. So we play a lot with level design, quest
Do you think that's
design
how they do it?
to
Like
offer challenges
Assassin's
to
Creed
players.
1?
You basically
No.
come out of it like with a better feeling for
Well,
the
Assassin's Creed
exploration,
2,
but you also
Brotherhood,
get to
and
see
Revelations were all
more
very
of a
similar
story behind
gameplay.
these locations which we've crafted. So
And then
it gave us a little bit more time to sort of
3,
slow down the experience and
4.
tell a different
Yeah,
version
3
of the
was
story.
different. 3 like reinvented it, isn't it? Because you
Yeah.
had Assassin's Creed 2, and it was like the Ezio trilogy. And I didn't quite get it because you had like
Yeah, I mean, speaking
Brotherhood
about
and then
exploration and just
Revelations,
finding things out in the world, I was
and
just
I
wandering and
assumed
came
that it would
across
be
this
like
clearing and found this
3,
kind of
4.
morbid altar.
But then when
Yeah, so
Assassin's
this is
Creed
one of our
3
bigger
was
events.
announced, I was like,
We have Scatter in the
that makes
world.
sense.
So as Eivor
Maybe appreciate the others
explores,
a bit more.
she can
Yeah.
find altars like
Apart from the
this,
level 50
and
multiplayer
by
online
interacting
Brotherhood
with them
trophy,
here,
which
it's
I
a trap
never
that's
did get.
I don't think I ever got that either.
by this character
I don't think I
named
got the
Regan.
Assassin's Creed 3 either.
Now, there's a bigger
I know you
story
did.
behind all this. There's multiple steps to it later on.
Yeah, 3 I
so
did.
this is one of the moments.
Anything with
Brotherhood,
multiplayer, I was
Permits us
just
to go into a slightly
put
more
off.
mystical realm and play with a
Yeah.
boss fight that has more magical abilities, if we will. And basically have this awesome boss fight in the middle of the swamps.
Holy shit.
And so here the abilities that you see Reagan using are a little bit on the mystical side of things. What's happening is Eivor at the beginning in that trap is poisoned, and so she starts sort of hallucinating, seeing the world in a sort of different light and filter. And so that's sort of what lets us go into the realm of the weird.
My rage, spirit of my father's rage, fill me!
Thing is, in these kind of newer Assassin's Creed games, I don't feel like an assassin.
Maybe you gotta sneak more.
Maybe, but like even like I would say Assassin's Creed 4, Black Flag, I didn't really feel like an assassin.
You know, I felt a little bit, but then I was always sneaky.
But no, I mean like
I
compared to
always-
3,
So we
you
just
know,
saw
you're like a
here
proper
that
assassin,
Regan
aren't you?
belongs to something
Yeah.
called the
Like
Daughters of the
4,
Ring.
you're like more of a
that's
pirate
correct.
then.
By finding the other
Yeah.
daughters, you'll get a little
But
bit
yeah,
more backstory
actually,
on who they
good
are.
point,
So
because
don't want to spoil that too
4,
much.
Assassin's
But
Creed
it
4
creates
did
like
not
a
need to be an
sort of
Assassin's Creed
greater
game.
Yeah.
story that is
It
not
was-
on the main path in any way.
It was a great
but
game.
It's still very rich and
Like
adds
seamless,
to the lore
upgrade,
of this world and
it
actually
had it
plays
all.
into history.
Yeah.
So we just had a really exciting, really intense boss battle.
Actually,
I think it's time for something a
Aren't
little bit more
Ubisoft
relaxing and calming now.
releasing a
So
pirates
here
game.
it's all about
Well, I heard that
mixing
ages
the
ago.
Don't
Don't know
highs
what's
and the
happening with
lows.
it.
So here
Yeah.
we have a low chill moment of what we call building a cairn. So Eivor, as she explores
hell
world,
is
will
happening
find
now?
these sort of meditative areas where
Back in a
you
sec, mate.
have a
Okay.
pile of rocks that you could just stack on top of another using physics. And I mean, yeah, the ultimate goal is to try and get the highest pile of rocks, but really it's about taking in the sights, relaxing, taking a step back, and just building something.
Together we stack stones into cairns.
Wow, this looks fun.
These?
Yes. Think of this as a test of mind and wit.
Oh, that can annoy me.
Cairnstones high and wide into any shape you like.
I mean, you can spend as much time as you want building these things, making them as high as you want, as weird as you want. I'm sure, like, a lot of these stuff will end up on the internet, like people comparing structures. And the cool thing is that once you've built it and you decide to get out of it, it sort of stays there. And so that's yours, right? And until the moment where you come back and you want to build a new one.
I guess that's quite cool.
We were able to give that to players to express themselves.
At this point in the demo, we've explored East Anglia, we've met some children, we've broken into a house, we fought a boss, we built a cairn. I think now it's finally time to go and head off to Oswald's wedding.
Yeah, so this is the moment it's all been building up to. By the moment you get into the territory, it's sort of like mentioned by Oswald that he's trying to get married with his Dane lady. And so as you go through the arc, that's sort of like the underlying thread. Really, it's about Rued creating turmoil in the territory and helping Oswald sort of get above that and show that he's a good leader. And so you finally, after going through all of that arc, finally get these two together, go through their wedding, and you're invited to attend the ceremony. And then all the activities and fun times that comes afterwards.
Yeah, as much as we've seen the brutal side of England, it's nice to see, the joyous side of it as well.
Ew.
Yeah, and it's something we really wanted to play on in Valhalla, where
Did I miss anything?
being a Viking is not
really.
only about being a
It's like a
raider or
wedding now.
warrior. I mean, there's revelry, there's feasting, there's partying.
Oh, I was like attending
wedding
drink.
games.
Yeah, this is a good mini game.
And so here, this is one of our opportunities to sort of show what a sort of Viking gathering is. And what's cool here is it's a good alliance of Norse culture with Saxon culture.
Like a drinking game, Watch Dogs.
Two things together, and building bridges.
Oh, please no.
What's a wedding without some drunk archery, right?
Although one
Drunk
of my
archery.
favorite missions.
Yeah. So like,
Drunk archery. I think we should play that in real life. That wouldn't be dangerous at all.
Just get drunk and shoot some arrows.
One of my favorite missions in any game ever is you go into a bar in Skyrim and somebody comes up to you and is like, do you want a fancy drinking competition? You're like,
so here we
yeah, I do.
To spare Rued came back to bite us.
And then you end up passing out.
That's the decision you
and then you have
made,
to retrace your steps through everything that you've done
as we said
while you were
before,
drunk.
all of your decisions
It was,
have consequences, and
it's so
this is a
funny.
big one.
Oh, you remember? You stole a giant goat and came. I brought it here. Yeah, it was well funny.
You're basically presented with the option to sort of step in for Oswald, fight the fight for him, or let him go and fight his own fight.
Yeah, personally, I chose to fight myself because I thought Eivor is the type of person who likes to finish what she started.
Plank by plank, and a dead king cannot keep his oaths. Let me finish this.
Oswald, you gutless Irish swine! I'll slay the wolf-kissed, then hang you with your own tongue.
How does this encounter with
That was a
Rued
long
differ
presentation.
from our previous fight?
I think the president
So
just finished, mate.
you've eliminated
This is
his
just,
wolf, so it's just
extra.
him. And so
Just-
he's angry at this point, and so he will start using his big gun abilities like fairly earlier on in the fight. So it's way more vicious, way faster. There's less strategy. He
That's not
goes
realistic.
literally swords blazing at you.
Oh, Stomp.
And so this
Yeah.
is a fight to the death.
You stomped somebody like that, they would not get up.
You shouldn't get from that, really. Hit with a massive axe.
No, not at all.
Oh, there we go.
And of course here, like, this is a decision you made to go and fight him, but there's multiple outcomes to this scenario. You could have let Oswald fight his own fight and prove basically his station as the rightful leader. If you had
See, I don't know if I like choices in
Rued,
games.
obviously this would not have happened. It would have been a
Yeah.
I don't want to pick the wrong one.
But ultimately, in all scenarios, you still have an alliance with Oswald.
I
He's
do
proven
get
to
stuck
be,
in the
right leader
like,
for this territory.
you check up
and to
online
be a good ally
what
for
to
you.
do.
Yeah,
What those
which I don't really
outcomes-
want to do, but
No,
And one day I will need you to make good on that alliance.
So we're about to take off from the wedding, but Eivor decides it's a good idea to check up on her friend Finner.
Yeah, so Finner is probably one of the more recurring characters in this arc. You get to meet him very early on. He's a very endearing character, sort of used to have a Viking life, sort of misses it, and going through all these adventures together is sort of like lights that fire back, and so he's willing to.
Yeah, I'm going to end the recording here, mate.
So he's one of many raiders that
you'll
encounter in